13 Clever Ways to Deal with Toxic People. Stoicism. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. Viktor Frankl. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the presence of toxic people in your life? Those interactions can drain your energy and cloud your mind. The ancient Stoics understood that true strength lies not in trying to control others, but in mastering our own emotions and responses. In our fast-paced modern world, their wisdom is more relevant than ever. In this video, we'll explore 13 clever Stoic-inspired strategies to deal with toxic people. These practical techniques will empower you to handle difficult individuals with compassion, poise, and resilience. Whether it's a challenging colleague, a draining friend, or a negative family member, you'll learn how to protect your emotional well-being and maintain your inner peace. Join me on this transformative journey. We'll dive deep into the principles of Stoicism and uncover actionable insights that you can start applying right away. If you find this content valuable, don't forget to subscribe to Stoic in Your Life for more tips on cultivating mental resilience. By the end of this video, you'll be equipped with a toolbox of Stoic wisdom to effectively navigate and neutralize toxic interactions. Let's begin. Number 1. Identifying and understanding the toxic threat. In our journey through life, we're bound to encounter individuals who drain our energy and disrupt our peace. Imagine standing as the vigilant guard of your own inner fortress, ready to defend against these insidious intruders. Let's explore how the timeless wisdom of Stoicism can empower us to identify and deal with toxic people, ensuring our mental and emotional fortresses remain unbreachable. Picture yourself as the sentinel of your personal citadel, representing your inner tranquility, physical health, and emotional safety. Just like a vigilant guard must recognize potential threats, your first line of defense against toxicity is awareness. Epictetus, a revered Stoic philosopher, reminds us in his Enchiridion that it is not what happens to you that upsets you, but your judgment of what happens. This insight is crucial when facing toxic individuals. Their negativity and manipulative behaviors cannot affect you unless your reaction allows it. Adopting a Stoic perspective, a calm and objective view, is essential. Recognizing toxic behaviors is the first step. Constant criticism is a hallmark of toxic people. They find fault in you, your actions and decisions, leaving you feeling inadequate and unsure. Whether subtle or overt, this constant barrage can erode your confidence. Similarly, toxic individuals employ deceptive strategies using flattery, guilt, or threats to control you. Their tactics are manipulative, designed to undermine your autonomy and self-worth. Moreover, these individuals thrive on negativity, perpetually complaining and focusing on the worst aspects of situations, dragging you into their pessimistic worldview. Understanding different toxic personalities further fortifies your defenses. The narcissist, always seeking admiration, initially charms but ultimately leaves you emotionally drained. Their interactions are one-sided, centered on their needs and desires. The gossip thrives on social discord, spreading rumors and causing friction, creating a toxic atmosphere wherever they go. Then there's the energy vampire, who drains your vitality, leaving you mentally and emotionally exhausted after each interaction. By identifying these toxic traits and personalities, you develop a mental map to safeguard your inner citadel. Just as Seneca, another esteemed Stoic, would strategize to combat an adversary on the battlefield, your awareness allows you to anticipate harmful behaviors and devise strategies to protect your emotional well-being. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By maintaining a Stoic mindset, you preserve your inner peace against toxic influences. When encountering constant criticism, remember that the critic's words reflect their insecurities, not your worth. Respond with calm confidence, focusing on constructive feedback and dismissing unwarranted negativity. In dealing with deceptive strategies, recognize manipulation for what it is, an attempt to control you. Maintain your boundaries firmly, guided by reason and self-respect. When faced with negativity, counterbalance it with positivity. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." By choosing to focus on positive aspects, you dilute the impact of toxic pessimism. In modern life, toxic individuals may be colleagues, friends, or even family members. Navigating these relationships requires a stoic approach. Maintain emotional detachment, understanding that their behavior stems from their struggles, not your actions. Engage with compassion but protect your boundaries. The narcissist's need for constant validation can be draining. Limit your interactions, ensuring they don't monopolize your time and energy. With gossips, avoid participating in their rumor-mongering. Seneca wisely noted, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." Gossips seek attention. Deny them the satisfaction of engagement. Energy vampires require particular caution. Recognize the signs of emotional drain and step back when necessary. Prioritize self-care and surround yourself with positive influences. Marcus Aurelius advised, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Keep your thoughts and company positive to preserve your mental and emotional health." In dealing with toxic people, your greatest ally is the Stoic principle of focusing on what you can control, your reactions and mindset. By recognizing toxic behaviors and maintaining a Stoic perspective, you fortify your inner citadel against emotional turmoil. This approach not only protects your peace but also empowers you to navigate life's challenges with resilience and grace. As you implement these strategies, remember the words of Epictetus, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Master your responses, maintain your tranquility, and let the wisdom of Stoicism guide you in dealing with toxic people effectively. Number 2. Fortify your walls. Imagine you are standing in the shoes of Marcus Aurelius, the revered Stoic emperor of Rome. To rule an expansive empire, he required not just power, but profound knowledge and unwavering determination. These same qualities are indispensable when it comes to fortifying your inner citadel, your emotional well-being. The boundaries you set are the very foundation of this fortress. When dealing with toxic people, boundaries act as the lines that delineate your limits. They dictate the behaviors you will and will not tolerate, just as a powerful monarch would never allow his realm to be encroached upon. Stoic philosophy places a high value on reason and self-control. The first step in fortifying your walls is identifying actions that drain your energy or violate your sense of self. Is it the constant negativity of a friend, the manipulative tactics of a coworker, or the unsolicited advice from a family member? Be honest with yourself about what you can no longer endure. Once you've identified these boundaries, it's crucial to communicate them clearly and effectively. Channel your inner Marcus Aurelius, embodying firmness with fairness. Setting boundaries is not a one-off event. Like a vigilant Stoic ruler always guarding against invasions, enforcing boundaries requires consistency. A flimsy wall is easy to tear down. If a toxic person ignores your boundaries, calmly but firmly remind them of the limits you have set. You might even need to limit your interaction with the person or remove yourself from the situation entirely. Remember, establishing boundaries isn't about punishing others. It's about protecting yourself. The Stoics staunchly avoided envy, recognizing it as a root of toxic discourse. By setting boundaries, you're not being selfish but rather safeguarding your emotional well-being, creating space for inner peace on your Stoic journey. A well-defined and robustly defended citadel is essential for maintaining your inner tranquility. Let's take a modern-day scenario to illustrate this. Imagine you're working in an office where one of your colleagues constantly criticizes and undermines your work. At first, you try to ignore it, thinking they might change, but over time, their behavior starts affecting your morale and productivity. Here, applying Stoic principles can be transformative. Identify the specific behaviors that are unacceptable. Maybe it's the disparaging comments during meetings or the undermining emails. Once identified, Set a boundary. You might say, I find it difficult to stay motivated when my work is constantly criticized without constructive feedback. Consistency is key. If the colleague continues their behavior, remind them of your boundary. You might say, I've mentioned before that I need constructive feedback rather than criticism to do my best work. If they persist, you might need to escalate the issue to your manager or limit your interactions with that colleague. Now let's engage a bit. Think about your own life. Are there areas where you feel your boundaries are constantly being crossed? How can you apply these Stoic principles to fortify your walls? Reflect on situations where you've allowed toxic behavior to persist and consider what boundaries you need to set to protect your emotional well-being. In essence, the lesson here is clear. Fortifying your walls with firm but fair boundaries is not just a defense mechanism. It's a proactive step toward nurturing a serene and resilient spirit. By doing so, you embody the very essence of Stoic philosophy, navigating through the turbulence of toxic interactions with grace and unwavering strength. Number 3. Become uninteresting to the emotional barbarian. Think of facing an emotional barbarian, someone who thrives on negativity and conflict. These toxic individuals seek attention and a reaction from you, hoping to provoke anger or hurt to fuel their pessimism. They are like fire that needs your emotional response to burn brightly. To deal with such people, we can turn to the wisdom of Stoicism, particularly the practice of emotional regulation and indifference to external provocations, embodied in the Gray Rock Method. The Gray Rock Method, conceptualized by therapist Paul Friedman, advocates for emotional neutrality. It's not about completely shutting down, but rather presenting the emotional equivalent of a smooth, unyielding gray rock, a surface devoid of handholds for negativity. This aligns beautifully with the teachings of Seneca, the esteemed Roman Stoic philosopher, who reminded us that true happiness lies in enjoying the present without anxious dependence on the future. He taught us to starve our need for attention, as toxic people feed off it. When you withhold the emotional reaction they crave, you become uninteresting to them. Neutral responses act as your shield. For instance, if a toxic friend criticizes your work, you might respond with, "That's interesting," providing no fuel for their negativity. By avoiding emotional disputes or justifications, you deny them the control they seek over your emotions. Toxic individuals often try to manipulate your feelings. To avoid being drawn into their emotional whirlwind, maintain your composure and respond with facts, not feelings. Seneca's wisdom is clear. Genuine happiness is not found in entertaining either hopes or fears. By not giving them the emotional power they crave, you protect your inner peace. It's important to note that the Gray Rock Method is powerful but not a magical solution. Some toxic individuals may intensify their efforts, testing your emotional resilience. Stay calm, consistent, and remind yourself that you are not responsible for their negativity. By transforming from a passive victim of their emotional games into an indifferent observer, you safeguard your emotional well-being and inner tranquility. As Marcus Aurelius, another great Stoic philosopher, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. This strength allows you to remain composed, deflecting toxic behavior, without letting it disturb your peace. Consider this. How often do we allow others to dictate our emotional state? By embracing the Gray Rock Method, you reclaim your emotional sovereignty. Think of the last time someone tried to provoke you. How did you respond? Did you give them the reaction they sought, or did you maintain your composure? Reflecting on these moments can help you understand the power you hold over your reactions. By consistently applying the Gray Rock Method, you can turn these encounters into opportunities for practicing Stoic principles. In a world filled with emotional barbarians, the ability to remain unyielding like a gray rock is a valuable skill. It not only protects your peace but also reinforces your commitment to Stoic ideals. Remember Epictetus's teaching. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Your response is within your control, and by choosing neutrality, you disarm the toxic person's power over you. Now imagine encountering a toxic person tomorrow. How will you implement the gray rock method? What neutral responses can you prepare to safeguard your peace? These reflections can help you stay prepared and resilient in the face of emotional provocation. In summary, dealing with toxic people requires a strategic approach grounded in Stoic wisdom. The gray rock method offers a practical way to remain uninteresting to those who seek to disrupt your peace. By responding with emotional neutrality, you maintain your composure and protect your inner tranquility. As you navigate through life's challenges, remember the words of Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus, allowing their timeless wisdom to guide you. Embrace the power of the gray rock, and let your emotional stability shine as a beacon of Stoic resilience. Number 4. The broken record technique. In the tumultuous seas of modern life, we often encounter individuals who drain our energy and peace, pulling us into their whirlpool of negativity and manipulation. For men aged 30 to 65 who are balancing careers, relationships, and personal aspirations, dealing with such toxic influences becomes crucial. Consider a situation where you face a relentless barrage of manipulation, where a toxic person incessantly challenges your boundaries with deceptive arguments and emotional tactics. Such encounters can be exhausting and mentally draining. However, drawing inspiration from Stoic principles of unwavering reason and perseverance, we introduce the broken record technique, a powerful defensive strategy. The broken record technique is a method designed to counteract deceptive tactics by consistently repeating a clear and firm statement about your position. This approach is akin to how a broken record plays the same message over and over. Despite its simplicity, this technique is remarkably effective in warding off attempts to derail you and in maintaining a steadfast focus on your needs and boundaries. Epictetus, a revered Stoic philosopher, emphasized the power of perseverance and the essence of freedom. He stated, "Freedom is the only worthy pursuit. It includes the ability to say no without providing a justification." The broken record technique exemplifies this Stoic principle by allowing you to persistently assert your viewpoint without being swayed by manipulative tactics. By calmly and relentlessly reiterating your stance, you showcase an unyielding resolve, preventing the manipulator from diverting you from your path. Manipulators often employ emotional strategies to gain control, using flattery, guilt, or anger to influence you. The broken record technique neutralizes these emotional assaults by keeping the interaction grounded in reason. The consistent repetition of your position can disorient a manipulator, disrupting their momentum and revealing the flaws in their arguments. Visualize a sturdy rock facing the relentless waves of the ocean. The rock stands firm, unmoved, while the waves eventually recede. The broken record technique embodies this imagery, emphasizing the importance of maintaining a firm focus on your stance and calmly enforcing your boundaries. Stoicism teaches us to rely on reason and logic as our guiding principles in life's adversities. Employing this method empowers you to resist exploitation and protect your inner peace with unwavering determination. This approach not only safeguards your emotional well-being, but also reinforces your ability to navigate complex interactions with confidence and clarity. In today's fast-paced world, where emotional intelligence and resilience are paramount, mastering such techniques becomes essential. By integrating Stoic wisdom into your daily life, you enhance your capacity to handle toxic individuals effectively, preserving your mental and emotional fortitude. In essence, the broken record technique is a testament to the timeless relevance of Stoic philosophy. It equips you with the tools to remain steadfast and composed, irrespective of external pressures. As Seneca wisely noted, "He who is brave is free." Embrace this freedom by asserting your boundaries with calmness and resolve, ensuring that you remain the master of your own destiny, untouched by the manipulative tactics of others. By practicing this technique, you cultivate a mindset that prioritizes your inner peace and well-being. You become adept at recognizing and neutralizing toxic influences, allowing you to focus on what truly matters in your life. In the grand tapestry of Stoic teachings, the broken record technique is a simple yet profound method to fortify your resilience and navigate the complexities of human interactions with grace and strength. Thank you for being here and watching this video. What strategies have you found effective in dealing with toxic people in your life? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. If you're not sure what to comment, you can simply say, Stoic strategies for the win. Number 5. Don't take the bait. Picture yourself in a bustling workplace where negativity often flows like an undercurrent. Toxic colleagues are like skilled anglers, casting lines baited with provocations and insults, hoping to ensnare you in their emotional turmoil. These provocations are their tools, and your reaction is their catch. However, by embracing Stoic philosophy, you can master the art of indifference, a powerful shield against such negative tactics. Stoic indifference, unlike apathy, is a mindful detachment from disruptive emotions and judgments that cloud reason. Epictetus, a revered Stoic philosopher, emphasized the difference between apathy and indifference. Apathy implies a lack of feeling, whereas indifference involves a deliberate separation from emotions that distort your clarity of thought. When dealing with toxic people, this distinction is crucial. Let's delve into how Stoic indifference can empower you to resist taking the bait and maintain your composure. The first step in countering toxicity is awareness. Toxic individuals often use sarcasm, veiled insults, or guilt trips to lure you into reacting. By identifying these strategies, you weaken their impact. For instance, if a colleague makes a sarcastic comment about your work, recognizing it as a bait helps you remain unperturbed. The bait is designed to provoke a response, be it anger, annoyance, or defensiveness. Stoic indifference teaches you to observe these provocations with a calm and detached mindset. Imagine encountering a veiled insult and choosing to view it as a passing cloud, not worth your emotional investment. This detachment helps you avoid being ensna. Without your reaction, the power of toxic comments diminishes. The drama they seek to create cannot sustain itself without your participation. Imagine a colleague making a scathing remark, but you respond with silence or a composed acknowledgement, rendering their attempt futile. Over time, their provocations lose their grip on you. Indifference does not equate to becoming heartless or uncaring. Stoicism encourages the expression of positive emotions while remaining detached from uncontrollable negative ones. By practicing Stoic indifference, you become a serene observer, unaffected by others' attempts to draw you into their emotional storms. Your inner peace remains intact, serving as a refuge from external chaos. To illustrate, let's consider a modern-day scenario. Maria, a dedicated team leader, often faces subtle jabs from a colleague, Tom, who seems determined to undermine her confidence. One day, during a meeting, Tom sarcastically questions her decision-making skills. Instead of reacting defensively, Maria remembers the Stoic principle of indifference. She acknowledges Tom's comment with a calm nod and redirects the conversation to constructive points. Tom's attempt to provoke her falls flat, and the team notices her composed demeanor, which gradually earns their respect. Over time, Tom's provocations decrease as he realizes they no longer affect Maria. As you navigate interactions with toxic individuals, ask yourself, how can I recognize their strategies without letting them affect me emotionally? How can I maintain my inner calm and not let their negativity dictate my response? By adopting Stoic indifference, you empower yourself to stay grounded, turning toxic encounters into opportunities for personal growth. In conclusion, the lesson here is clear. Indifference is your shield against the emotional bait of toxic people. It is not about shutting down emotionally, but about selectively choosing what deserves your emotional energy. By remaining indifferent to negativity, you preserve your serenity and demonstrate strength. Remember, your inner peace is a treasure. Don't let others rob you of it. Embrace the wisdom of Stoicism and let indifference guide you through the storms of toxic encounters. Number 6. The art of non-reaction. Imagine a verbal gladiator, a master of insults and barbs, thriving on the heated back and forth of an argument. Some poisonous folks live for this domain, using words as weapons to incite anger, humiliate, and lure you into their emotional sphere. The Stoic strategy of non-reaction is not only effective but often underappreciated. Deployed strategically, silence can be an effective weapon against verbal assaults, disrupting the dynamic they seek. Silence doesn't come easily to everyone. The desire to respond, defend ourselves, or win the argument is deeply ingrained. Stoicism teaches us the significance of mastering our reactions. Stillness maintained at the appropriate moment indicates true control. Marcus Aurelius, the renowned Roman Stoic emperor, offers insights into the strength of non-reaction. Picture this: a toxic person thrives on your reaction, using their words to drag you into a confrontation. The art of non-reaction, a powerful Stoic technique, can defuse this situation. When you choose silence over engagement, you disrupt their expectations and regain control of the interaction. It's not just about staying quiet, it's about showing that their words don't control your emotions. As Epictetus wisely stated, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Your silence becomes a shield, protecting your inner peace from their turmoil. Let's delve deeper into the mechanics of this approach. Toxic individuals often rely on a predictable pattern of provocation. They expect you to react with anger or defensiveness, feeding their need for conflict. By breaking this pattern and remaining silent, you deny them the satisfaction they seek. Imagine a tennis player swinging their racket towards an empty court. Their serve falls flat, and they're left with nothing but silence. This disruption can be profoundly disorienting for the provocateur, often causing them to lose momentum. Silence is not merely the absence of sound. It's a form of powerful communication. It conveys that you have control over your emotions and are not easily manipulated. This resonates with the Stoic teaching of being impervious to external provocations. As Marcus Aurelius advised, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Your quiet demeanor speaks volumes about your strength and composure. It shows you are not attached to their emotional bait, but instead, you are anchored in your inner tranquility. However, be prepared for initial escalation. When a toxic person doesn't get the reaction they crave, they might intensify their efforts. They may hurl more insults or increase their aggression in a bid to break your silence. In these moments, remember that your steadfastness is a testament to your inner strength. As Seneca reminded us, "He who is brave is free." Your silence is a brave act, liberating you from the need to engage in futile conflicts. Choosing non-reaction doesn't mean you are passive or weak. On the contrary, it's a deliberate choice to preserve your peace and demonstrate your mastery over your emotions. It's a powerful statement that you refuse to be drawn into their game. Think of it as a strategic retreat in a battle, conserving your energy and focus for what truly matters. In the words of Epictetus, "No man is free who is not master of himself." By mastering your reactions, you gain true freedom from the toxic influence of others. Now consider how this approach can be integrated into your daily life. Next time you encounter a toxic person, pause and reflect on the power of silence. Ask yourself, what message am I sending with my silence? And how does my reaction reflect my inner strength? These questions can guide you in practicing the art of non-reaction, transforming your interactions with toxic individuals. Imagine how different your life could be if you mastered this technique. Picture yourself in various scenarios, at work, with friends, or even with strangers, and see how silence can change the dynamics. It's a subtle yet powerful shift that places you in control. You are no longer at the mercy of external provocations but are anchored in your Stoic principles. The art of non-reaction is a versatile tool in your Stoic toolkit. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution, but it can be incredibly effective when used strategically. It allows you to disarm toxic people, protect your inner peace, and demonstrate control over your emotions. By choosing silence, you make a powerful statement about your strength and resilience. So how will you implement the art of non-reaction in your life? How can you use silence as a tool to navigate toxic interactions and maintain your inner calm? These are questions worth pondering as you continue your journey in Stoicism. Remember, it's not about avoiding conflicts, but about choosing how you engage with them. Silence, when used wisely, can be your greatest ally in dealing with toxic people. Number 7. Limit your exposure. Visualize yourself within the stronghold of your mind, where your mental health is safeguarded by firm boundaries. Yet, even the most fortified walls cannot entirely shield you from external threats. Persistent intruders may still attempt to breach your defenses. The Stoic principle of controlling what you can control is paramount here. Although you can't govern the actions of toxic individuals, you can certainly regulate your exposure to them. One of the primary lines of defense against toxic people is to minimize your interaction with them. Physical distance is a key strategy. Whenever possible, can you completely avoid them? Perhaps reschedule a lunch meeting or politely withdraw from a contentious discussion. This approach is not about rudeness, it's about self-preservation. Just as a Stoic commander wouldn't engage his troops in unnecessary battles, don't expose yourself to unnecessary negativity. When physical avoidance isn't possible, establishing emotional distance becomes crucial. Here are some effective strategies. Mental detachment. Epictetus teaches us that happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of each other. This underscores the importance of mental detachment. Acknowledge another's negativity without allowing it to taint your outlook. Observe their behavior with impartiality, avoiding emotional entanglement. Cognitive reframing. Toxic individuals often try to manipulate your emotions with their negativity. Cognitive reframing, a technique rooted in Stoic philosophy, can be your ally. Convert their pessimism into objective observations. For example, if a colleague is incessantly complaining, reinterpret it as, they seem to be having a tough day, rather than absorbing their negativity. Focus on the positive. Toxic individuals thrive on negativity. Don't let them rob you of your joy. Concentrate on the positive aspects of your life, such as personal hobbies, meaningful work, and supportive relationships. These positive elements act as a shield against their negativity. It's important to understand that limiting your exposure is not an act of cowardice. Protecting your inner peace and practicing self-care are vital. The Stoics championed living a rational, ethical life. Reducing your interactions with negative people and situations allows you to cultivate a positive, flourishing inner life. Picture your fortress surrounded by a moat, serving as an emotional barrier against the encroaching negativity of toxic individuals. In modern life, this approach is incredibly relevant. We are constantly bombarded with negativity, whether from certain individuals, social media, or news outlets. By setting boundaries and focusing on what we can control, we protect our mental well-being. This practice is not only Stoic, but also a necessary act of self-preservation in today's fast-paced world. As Seneca wisely said, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. By applying these Stoic principles, you can navigate through the sea of negativity with a calm and resilient spirit, maintaining your serenity in the face of external chaos. If you've made it this far, you're mastering the art of dealing with toxic people. Drop a comment saying, "I embrace tranquility," to show you're committed to this Stoic journey. Stick around. The best is yet to come. Number 8. Build your support system. Picture standing as the steadfast guardian at the gates of your inner castle, fortified by the boundaries you've meticulously crafted, mastering the art of non-reaction and minimizing toxic encounters. Yet, even the most valiant warrior needs a reliable flank, a legion of steadfast allies. This support system is your Stoic phalanx, indispensable for preserving inner tranquility amid life's battles against negativity. The ancient Stoic philosophers, particularly Seneca, underscored the importance of living harmoniously with nature, which includes fostering a network of virtuous individuals who uplift, inspire, and share your core principles. In challenging moments, these allies offer support and guidance, lending a compassionate ear, providing sage advice, and delivering steadfast encouragement. A strong support system serves as a buffer against toxic influences, creating a sanctuary where you can share your experiences and process frustrations without judgment. Toxic people often erode your self-worth, but a supportive network counterbalances this by providing encouragement and constantly reminding you of your inherent value and capabilities. Their unwavering belief in you reignites your determination, stoking the flames of your inner resilience. Surrounding yourself with those who embody the virtues you aspire to strengthens your resolve, helping you navigate negative situations with grace and composure. Building a solid support system is a continuous endeavor. Nurture existing relationships and seek out new connections with people who resonate with your values. Here's how you can achieve this. First, invest in quality time. Dedicate moments for meaningful interactions with your support system. Sharing experiences, actively listening, and connecting deeply with others fosters a sense of unity and belonging. Second, join clubs and communities that align with your interests and values. These groups naturally provide support and encouragement, creating an environment where you can thrive and grow. Third, express gratitude regularly. Show appreciation for those who stand by you, acknowledging their positive impact, presence, and unwavering support. Gratitude not only strengthens your bonds, but also reinforces the positive energy within your network. Consider the story of Emma, a young professional navigating the cutthroat world of corporate finance. Despite her competence, Emma often found herself undermined by a particularly toxic colleague, whose constant negativity and undermining comments chipped away at her confidence. Emma, embracing Stoic principles, decided to build a strong support system. She started by reconnecting with old friends who shared her values and joining a local community group focused on personal growth and professional development. Emma's support system became her sanctuary. Her friends provided a safe space to vent and receive constructive feedback, while the community group offered new perspectives and unwavering encouragement. Over time, Emma's confidence and resilience grew. She learned to counter her colleagues' negativity with the strength and positivity she drew from her allies. Emma's story illustrates the power of a robust support system in shielding against toxic influences and fostering personal growth. As you embark on this journey of building your own Stoic phalanx, remember that this process is both an investment in others and in yourself. By surrounding yourself with positive influences, you gain strength, perspective, and a renewed sense of optimism. Your support system becomes an unyielding phalanx, ensuring that your inner serenity remains a well-guarded sanctuary. In conclusion, cultivating a strong support system is paramount in dealing with toxic people. By investing time in meaningful relationships, seeking out supportive communities, and expressing gratitude, you build a formidable defense against negativity. Your allies provide the encouragement and reinforcement needed to maintain your sense of self-worth, exemplify the virtues you aspire to, and help you navigate life's challenges with grace. This interconnected web of support not only shields you, but also empowers you to thrive, embodying the essence of Stoic wisdom in your daily life. So, ask yourself, who are the individuals that form your Stoic phalanx, and how can you strengthen these bonds to create an impenetrable sanctuary of inner peace? Number 9. Prioritize self-care. When facing toxic individuals as an unending battle, where each encounter depletes your emotional reserves, leaving you drained and weary. In such situations, prioritizing self-care becomes not just a necessity, but a critical strategy for preserving your well-being. Just as a Stoic warrior tends to their wounds and sharpens their blade, incorporating self-care into your daily routine is essential to maintain your mental fortitude and emotional resilience. Consider self-care an investment in your mental and emotional health, one that is just as important as any other task on your to-do list. This practice helps replenish your emotional energy and strengthens your defenses against the negativity that toxic people bring into your life. Start by engaging in activities that bring you joy and relaxation. Whether it's physical exercise like running or yoga, or creative pursuits like painting or writing, these activities serve as powerful tools to de-stress and recharge your emotional batteries. Meditation is another vital self-care practice. The Stoics engaged in mindfulness practices akin to meditation to calm their minds and detach from negative thoughts. Regular meditation can help you manage stress and foster a sense of inner peace, enabling you to face toxic encounters with greater equanimity. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Nature, too, offers a sanctuary for the weary soul. The Stoics emphasized living in harmony with nature and spending time in natural settings, whether it's a walk in the park or a hike in the mountains, can significantly enhance your health and happiness. Immersing yourself in nature alleviates stress, lifts your mood, and offers a refreshing perspective on life, helping you to see beyond the negativity that toxic people may bring. Listening to your body is also crucial. Your body constantly communicates its needs through signs of exhaustion, tension, or emotional depletion. Pay attention to these signals and prioritize self-care before reaching a breaking point. This includes maintaining a healthy diet, ensuring adequate sleep, and taking regular breaks throughout your day. Establishing boundaries around your self-care time is essential. Learn to say no to requests that interfere with your relaxation or set specific times for your self-care activities. Remember, prioritizing your well-being is not selfish. It is necessary for maintaining your emotional resilience. By integrating self-care into your Stoic lifestyle, you equip yourself with the strength to remain balanced and composed in the face of adversity. A Stoic warrior, prepared and well-rested, can approach obstacles with a clear perspective and emotional fortitude. When your emotional reserves are full, you can effectively deflect negativity and radiate positivity, creating a formidable shield against the toxic people in your life. Have you ever noticed how much better you feel after taking time for yourself? How do you prioritize self-care in your own life? Reflecting on these questions can help you identify areas where you might need to focus more on your well-being. By doing so, you ensure that you are always ready to face life's challenges with the strength and serenity of a true Stoic. Number 10. Remember, it's not about you. Imagine walking under a sky overshadowed by a dark cloud, casting a gloomy pall over everything around you. This is often what dealing with toxic individuals feels like. They project their worries, insecurities, and unresolved issues onto those around them, creating a pervasive sense of negativity. According to the Stoic concept of prohairesis, we are encouraged to view ourselves as intelligent observers, standing outside this emotional turbulence, which provides a formidable defense mechanism. As impartial analyzers, we detach from the negative aspects and focus on rational responses. Toxic people's insults and negativity are rarely personal. They are reflections of their own inner turmoil. By understanding this, Stoic detachment helps us navigate through toxicity more effectively. Recognizing projection is crucial. Toxic people often deflect attention from their own inadequacies through blame, criticism, and negativity. By practicing prohairesis, we can observe their behavior impartially and understand that their negativity stems from their internal struggles, not from any fault of ours. This perspective allows us to remain grounded and not take their actions personally. Maintaining emotional distance is equally important. When we detach from the situation momentarily, we can see that their behavior is a reflection of themselves, not a measure of our worth. Just like a dark cloud that casts a shadow without changing the sun shining brilliantly above, their negativity does not diminish our inner light. Epictetus wisely stated, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." This reminds us to avoid squandering our precious time and energy on toxic negativity. By maintaining emotional distance and prioritizing self-care, we can stay true to our Stoic path towards a virtuous, calm life. Detachment, however, should not be confused with apathy. We can show compassion without becoming victims of emotional storms. By practicing Stoic detachment, we protect our inner calm and well-being, transforming from passive targets into centered observers. Remember, above the clouds, the sun continues to shine brightly. In modern life, this principle is profoundly relevant. Whether dealing with a difficult colleague, a demanding family member, or an abrasive friend, the ability to maintain our composure and not internalize their negativity is essential. We should remind ourselves that their actions are a reflection of their own struggles. By staying detached yet compassionate, we safeguard our mental and emotional health. As Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. In practice, this means focusing on what we can control, our reactions, and our mindset. By doing so, we fortify ourselves against the corrosive effects of toxic behavior and maintain our tranquility. In conclusion, dealing with toxic people through the lens of Stoicism involves recognizing projection, maintaining emotional distance, and practicing compassionate detachment. These strategies not only protect our inner peace, but also allow us to navigate through life's inevitable challenges with grace and resilience. Embrace these Stoic teachings, and remember, no matter how dark the clouds, the sun always shines above. Thank you for joining us in today's video. Before we move on to the next segment, I'd like to take a moment to express my gratitude to you. It's a pleasure to have you as a member of our community. Please feel free to share your story or personal impressions. Alternatively, if you're unsure of what to say, simply leave a comment saying "I am a newbie" if you've just joined us, or "I am Stoic" if you've been with us for a while. Your engagement not only signifies your presence but also serves as a significant motivation for us. All right, let's continue this journey together, shall we? Number 11. Don't try to fix them. When dealing with toxic people, especially those close to us, the urge to fix and heal them can be overwhelming. However, Stoicism teaches us that trying to change a toxic individual often results in frustration and emotional exhaustion. Change is an internal process that requires their own willpower and effort. According to Stoic philosophy, our focus should be on controlling our own reactions and interactions, rather than trying to alter someone else's behavior. Accountability is crucial. Toxic individuals need to take responsibility for their actions and pursue virtue independently. When we take on this responsibility for them, it creates an unhealthy dynamic that hinders their personal growth and accountability. Acceptance is a core tenet of Stoicism, especially when it comes to things beyond our control, such as the behaviors of others. Accepting this reality liberates us from the futile effort of trying to change them. Think of your inner tranquility as a beautiful garden. Toxic individuals are like weeds. Instead of trying to uproot the weeds in someone else's garden, focus on cultivating your virtues, self-care, and positive connections. Instead of dictating how they should change, provide resources for self-reflection. Books on effective communication, therapist recommendations, or introspective suggestions. Lead by example, embodying Stoic principles in your own life. Even with the best intentions, some toxic individuals remain entrenched in negativity. It's important to recognize when it's time to step away, setting boundaries and, if necessary, distancing yourself to protect your well-being. Transform from a frustrated fixer into a Stoic facilitator, aiding without compromising your health and nurturing your inner garden despite external weeds. This approach not only preserves your peace but also sets a powerful example of resilience and self-care. Consider a modern-day scenario. You have a colleague who constantly complains and spreads negativity in the workplace. You've tried giving advice, offering support, and even suggesting professional help, but nothing seems to change. Every interaction leaves you drained and frustrated. By applying Stoic principles, you shift your focus. You accept that their behavior is beyond your control and choose to control your reactions instead. You set boundaries, limiting your interactions with them and redirecting your energy towards your work and positive relationships with other colleagues. You lead by example, maintaining a positive attitude and demonstrating resilience. Over time, you notice a change, not necessarily in your colleague, but in your own sense of peace and productivity. By focusing on what you can control, you create a healthier environment for yourself and those around you. This mindset shift is empowering and aligns with the Stoic principle of living in accordance with nature, which includes accepting the uncontrollable and cultivating inner tranquility. Now reflect on your own life. Are there people whose behavior you've been trying to change? How can you shift your approach to focus on your own responses and well-being instead? Embrace the Stoic wisdom of acceptance and self-control, and you'll find greater peace and resilience in your interactions with toxic individuals. Ultimately, the lesson here is clear. You cannot control others, only yourself. By accepting this truth and focusing on your own growth and well-being, you not only protect your peace, but also set a powerful example of how to live a virtuous life. This is the essence of Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches us to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. Number 12. When to walk away. Picture you are within your Stoic sanctuary, a fortress of emotional strength and mental clarity. You've worked hard to cultivate emotional detachment, nurtured a healthy inner life, and built robust defenses. Despite your best efforts, the negativity of a toxic individual continues to seep through, threatening your peace. Recognizing when to walk away is a crucial Stoic principle. It's never easy to leave a toxic relationship, especially if it involves close family members or coworkers. But prioritizing your mental health is paramount. Stoicism teaches us to lead a moral and rational life, and maintaining relationships that undermine your inner calm runs counter to these ideals. Removing yourself from harmful situations is not just an act of self-preservation, it's a commitment to your emotional well-being. Think about the wisdom of Seneca, who reminds us that life is precious and finite. Holding on to unhealthy relationships only squanders your valuable time and energy. By choosing to walk away, you redirect your resources towards positive connections, meaningful pursuits, and experiences that truly nourish your spirit, contributing to a flourishing existence. Accepting and detaching from things we cannot control, including the behavior of others, is a cornerstone of Stoic practice. Emotional detachment doesn't signify weakness, but rather a profound acceptance of the situation. Walking away is not about creating dramatic exits, but about making a rational decision to protect your inner peace. Before making the decision to walk away, consider a few key factors. Have you exhausted all other options, such as open communication, setting boundaries, or utilizing available resources? Is the negativity a recurring pattern, or is it tied to a specific incident? Most importantly, assess whether the relationship is significantly impacting your well-being. Walking away doesn't have to be an abrupt move. It can be a gradual process. You might start by reducing contact, politely declining invitations, or limiting communication. These steps are not acts of avoidance, but rather deliberate actions to create space for positive relationships and experiences. Walking away is an act of self-care that aligns with Stoic values. It allows you to foster a life filled with rationality, virtue, and peace. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By choosing to walk away from toxic influences, you protect the quality of your thoughts and consequently your happiness. Have you ever found yourself drained by a toxic relationship? How did you handle it? Reflect on these questions as you navigate your path. The decision to walk away is ultimately about reclaiming your peace and directing your energies towards what truly matters. Embracing the Stoic principle of walking away means understanding the importance of self-preservation and emotional well-being. It's about recognizing that you have the power to choose your associations and protect your mental state. Walking away from negativity is not just a retreat, but a strategic move towards a more fulfilling life. Remember Epictetus's wisdom. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Walking away is your response to maintain tranquility amidst chaos. Have you ever taken the step to walk away from a toxic situation? How did it change your life? As you ponder these questions, remember that walking away is an exercise in self-respect and personal growth. It's about valuing yourself enough to leave behind what harms you and seeking what elevates you. The path of a Stoic is one of continuous improvement and inner strength. By choosing to walk away, you demonstrate your commitment to living a life of rationality and virtue. Imagine the peace that comes with distancing yourself from negativity. How might your life improve when you surround yourself with positivity? Walking away is not a sign of defeat, but a testament to your resilience and dedication to maintaining your inner fortress. It's a declaration that you will not allow external negativity to disrupt your inner calm. Reflect on this as you make decisions about your relationships and interactions. The strength to walk away is within you, and it's a powerful tool for safeguarding your peace and enhancing your life. Have you experienced the liberation that comes from walking away? How did it empower you? The Stoic practice of walking away from toxic relationships is about prioritizing your mental and emotional health. It's a deliberate choice to protect your peace and focus on what truly matters. By embracing this principle, you align yourself with the Stoic values of rationality, virtue, and inner tranquility. So, next time you find yourself dealing with a toxic individual, remember your Stoic teachings. Walk away, protect your peace, and invest your energy in relationships and pursuits that uplift you. How will you apply this Stoic wisdom in your life today? Number 13. Forgive yourself. Forgiving oneself for harboring anger towards toxic people is akin to shedding a heavy load that has been slowing your journey. Imagine the relief and lightness as you let go of the burden of hatred and fury, realizing that it's been a hindrance to your progress. Within the Stoic framework, forgiveness is not about exonerating the other person, but about freeing yourself from the emotional chains that bind you. The Stoics taught us to accept what we cannot control, including the actions and behaviors of others. By holding on to hate and resentment, you are the one who suffers the most, allowing these negative emotions to taint your present and future. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This quote perfectly encapsulates the essence of forgiveness in Stoicism, reclaiming your mental sovereignty and breaking free from the cycle of negativity. To cultivate forgiveness and lighten your emotional load, start by recognizing your feelings. Acknowledge the anger, hurt, and resentment you feel, because repressed emotions hinder healing. By confronting these feelings head-on, you begin the process of emotional release. Next, practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a friend. Remember that you are a victim of the toxic person's negativity and behavior, deserving of empathy and consideration. Then, reframe the situation by evaluating the events objectively. Ask yourself whether the toxic person was acting out of malice, or if other factors influenced their behavior. Shifting your perspective can foster empathy, making the path to forgiveness clearer. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, a way to clear space for emotional healing and future progress. By letting go of grudges, you prepare yourself to face new adventures with renewed strength and tranquility. Embrace these 13 Stoic-inspired methods to transform from a passive victim of circumstances into a resilient guardian of your inner peace. A life free from negativity and full of serenity is a treasure worth striving for, as echoed by Seneca's words, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." By practicing patience and understanding, you build the foundation for a life unburdened by the toxicity of others. Stoicism teaches us the importance of maintaining our composure and inner calm amidst external chaos. In modern life, toxic individuals can be found in various settings, from workplaces to personal relationships. Learning to deal with them effectively is crucial for your mental and emotional health. By applying the principles of Stoicism, you not only protect your well-being but also develop a stronger, more resilient character. Each of these methods is designed to empower you, transforming challenges into opportunities for growth. When faced with a toxic person, remember Epictetus's advice. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Your response defines your experience and shapes your reality. By choosing to forgive, you demonstrate a profound strength and wisdom, rising above the pettiness of others. This approach not only enhances your peace of mind, but also sets a positive example for those around you. As you integrate these practices into your life, You'll notice a shift in how you handle toxic people. Rather than being dragged down by their negativity, you'll stand firm, rooted in the principles of Stoicism. This shift enables you to maintain a clear mind and a tranquil heart, even in the face of adversity. Embrace the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, allowing their wisdom to guide you towards a more serene and empowered life. In conclusion, forgiveness is not about absolving the toxic person, but about freeing yourself from the detrimental impact of their actions. It is a profound act of self-care and empowerment. By following these Stoic-inspired methods, you equip yourself with the tools to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. Remember, as Seneca said, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. By letting go of imagined grievances and focusing on your response, you reclaim your power and forge a path to lasting peace and fulfillment. Apply these principles diligently and watch as your life transforms into a sanctuary of calm amidst the storm. In wrapping up our discussion on 13 clever ways to deal with toxic people, Stoicism, it's essential to remember the core message. The power to navigate toxic relationships lies within us. By embracing Stoic principles, we can cultivate resilience, maintain our inner peace, and respond with wisdom rather than reaction. Each of the strategies we've explored today, from identifying toxic behaviors to practicing self-care, equips us with the tools to protect our mental and emotional well-being. Toxic individuals can be a significant drain on our emotional and mental resources. Their behavior can range from subtle manipulation to overt hostility, and without a solid strategy, we may find ourselves emotionally exhausted and mentally depleted. However, Stoicism offers a powerful framework for dealing with such challenges. The essence of Stoic philosophy lies in the understanding that while we cannot control the actions of others, we have complete dominion over our responses. This realization is liberating and empowering, as it shifts the focus from external turmoil to internal strength. One of the first steps in dealing with toxic people is recognizing the signs of toxic behavior. These can include constant negativity, manipulation, criticism, and a general sense of unease when around them. By identifying these behaviors early on, we can take proactive steps to protect ourselves. Stoicism teaches us to observe without judgment, allowing us to see the situation clearly and without emotional bias. This clarity is crucial in understanding that the behavior of toxic individuals is a reflection of their inner turmoil, not a measure of our worth. Once we've identified toxic behaviors, the next step is setting boundaries. Boundaries are essential in maintaining our mental and emotional well-being. They serve as a shield against the negative influences of toxic individuals. Establishing clear boundaries and communicating them assertively is a powerful act of self-respect and self-care. Stoicism encourages us to stand firm in our values and principles, even when faced with opposition. By doing so, we create a safe space for ourselves, free from the toxic behaviors of others. In addition to setting boundaries, practicing self-care is paramount. Self-care isn't just about indulging in occasional treats. It's about consistently nurturing our mind, body, and spirit. This can include activities such as meditation, exercise, journaling, and spending time in nature. These practices help us maintain our inner peace and resilience. Stoicism places a strong emphasis on self-discipline and self-awareness, both of which are crucial in practicing effective self-care. By taking care of ourselves, we build a reservoir of strength and tranquility that can withstand the storm of toxic interactions. Another powerful Stoic strategy is the practice of empathy and compassion. While it may seem counterintuitive to extend compassion towards those who harm us, this approach can transform our perspective. By understanding that toxic individuals are often driven by their own pain and insecurities, we can respond with empathy rather than anger. This doesn't mean condoning their behavior, but rather choosing to rise above it. Stoicism teaches us that holding on to anger and resentment only harms us, while compassion frees us from the chains of negative emotions. Forgiveness is also a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or excusing harmful behavior. It means letting go of the emotional burden that it places on us. By forgiving, we release ourselves from the grip of past hurts and open the door to inner peace. This act of letting go is a testament to our strength and resilience. It is an acknowledgement that we are not defined by the actions of others, but by our own choices and responses. As you incorporate these Stoic-inspired techniques into your daily life, you'll find yourself better prepared to handle toxic individuals with compassion and poise. Remember, the goal is not to change others, but to master our own responses and maintain our inner tranquility. This inner mastery is the essence of Stoicism and the key to navigating toxic relationships with grace and strength. In conclusion, the journey to dealing with toxic people through the lens of Stoicism is a transformative one. It empowers us to take control of our emotional and mental well-being, irrespective of external circumstances. By embracing the principles of Stoicism, clarity, boundaries, self-care, empathy, compassion, and forgiveness, we equip ourselves with a robust toolkit to face the challenges posed by toxic individuals. These strategies not only protect us from harm, but also foster personal growth and resilience. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to Stoic in Your Life. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you won't miss our upcoming videos filled with more insights and tips on cultivating mental resilience and living a Stoic life. Stay strong, stay serene, and keep practicing Stoicism. See you in the next video.